Think, for 80 years that we're alive, we control our body, our speech, and our mind. Our mind does not harm, does not intend to harm, does not have hatred, does not use people, does not have ill motivation. And we practice ourselves to reach that level. Think that for 80 years of our lives, our speech is not used for anything but positive. Our speech is always pleasant. Even when our speech is loud and fierce, it is to benefit, it is not to harm. Even when our speech, because there are some people who's very ill-minded, even when their speech is soft and sweet, it is to create schism and harm. It's not the tone of the speech. Think that our speech is always used to bring refuge and help and assistance to other people. Think that your speech is used that for 80 years. Same with your body. So for 80 years, your body, your speech, and your mind is used to benefit others and not bring any harm wherever you go. Just think about the energy you collect. Think someone like that. On top of that, does meditation. And they go deeper and deeper and deeper into themselves. And they can see their previous lives. They can see the lives of other people's previous life. They can see karma and its effects. They can see how things work in the universe karmically. They can see how things work around them and within themselves. And they can see this very, very clearly. And they don't take refuge in a God. They don't take refuge in something on the outside. They don't rely on some miracles. They rely on their own mind. Just think of being around a person like that. And then this person dies. In their next life, they do the same thing. The next life, they're a man. This life, they're a woman. Next life, they're a man. They do that. Next life, they're a woman. Next life, they're a man. Next life, they're a woman. And they do that for one small kalpa. And just think this person, because he's so good at doing it, she is so good at doing it for one kalpa, they can do it for 2, 3, 4, 5. And they achieve 60 kalpas. And then this person achieves that for one great kalpa. And then they achieve that for 3 great kalpas. And then finally, they become a fully enlightened Buddha. Every pore of their body is beneficial to us. Every fiber of their being, even the thought of them benefits us. Just think of someone like that. That is a Buddha. That is fully enlightened Buddha. The great Shakyamuni. Who to see, to hear, to think, to ponder, brings waves of merit. So every time you prostrate to Buddha Shakyamuni, you're prostrating to 3 great kalpas of body, speech, and mind generation of compassion and no harm. When you offer a cup of water to the Buddha, you're offering a cup of water to a person who has practiced compassion, bodhicitta, love, no harm, wisdom, pure speech, pure body action, pure mind action, for 3 great kalpas. When you offer some flowers, when you offer some incense to this kind of being. And then you go the next step. And you meditate on this being. Then the next step, you take vows from this being. You take the vows this person took to become who they are. You take vows, the vows of refuge, Gyamdro Kitongba. You take the vows of bodhicitta, Janju Senbei Kitongba. You take the vows of tantra, Nga Kitongba, Nga Dong. You take the vows of Hinayana, which is Gitsu or novice monk. And then you take Gelong, Hinayana Gelong, which is the advanced vows of a monk, bhikshu. And if you take it with the motivation of bodhicitta to benefit all sentient beings, it becomes a Mahayana practice of taking the vows. And then imagine if you meditate on this person, you serve this person, and you make offerings to this person, and then you have the fortune to receive teachings from this person. And then you have the fortune to receive mantras, meditations, practices on this person. So every day, you can visualize this person who is 3 great kalpas of wisdom, compassion, love, free from samsara completely. Teata om muni muni ma muni shakya muni so teata 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 om muni muni ma muni shakya muni so teata muni muni ma muni shakya muni so teata muni muni ma muni shakya muni so. And what do you visualize? You can visualize an array of things. You can visualize lights coming from this person and entering the crown of your head and purifying your anger. So whatever you have anger about, whatever hurt you, whatever has damaged you, whatever has made you very insecure and unhappy is purified and is pushed out by the power of mantra, trust, and blessings. Then you can visualize this person blessing your speech. You can visualize this person blessing your body and your mind. So you visualize white, red, blue lights coming from this person. Buddha Shakyamuni. So white lights coming from his body to us, purifying our body. So all the negative things we did with our bodies, smoking cigarettes, doing drugs, raping, killing, stealing, hitting, hurting, all the negative things that we've done that we waste, basically we wasted our time. It's negative because it's a waste of time. It's negative because it could have hurt someone. Drugs and cigarettes and all that is not negative inherently. It's the result that's negative. So you say, well, I've never killed anyone in this life, but you've had hundreds and thousands of lives you have. If you haven't killed anyone, you haven't hurt anyone, this life you would never be sick. Being sick is the result of hurting other people's body. So sometimes you can see the result to understand the cause. You don't always need to know the cause. So you can visualize the white lights coming from Buddha Shakyamuni coming to you, and while you recite his mantra. So what happens is, then we visualize red lights coming from the Buddha speech, from his throat to our throat, purifying all the negative speech we have committed in our lives. All the lies, all the talk, all the deception that we have said to everybody around us, our whole lives, to protect ourselves. It's purified. And then we plant the seeds of Buddha's speech. And then we visualize blue lights coming from his heart to our heart, because our mind abides in the heart, which I'll talk about another day. And then it purifies the negativities of our mind. And when we purify the body, speech, and mind negativities, it isn't to put ourselves down. It isn't to say we're not worthy, we're bad, we're negative. It is to say that that is the truth. We have good and bad, all of us. So we're expunging the negative. And then we bless it with the Buddha's body blessings. Shakyamuni in our age is someone who is not the only Buddha, but is a Buddha that has appeared to us that we recognize, that we have a karmic connection to. So what happens is, this person, for 3 great kalpas, have eliminated all the negativities of his body, speech, and mind, and gained complete wisdom, gained complete compassion. By the way, that's irreversible. Irreversible. Why is it irreversible? But the causes for it to reverse is gone. All anger is gone. All selfish traits are gone. All wish to win over others, to use others, are gone. So there's no causes for it to reverse. It's gone. Okay? So, when such a being becomes an enlightened being, he or she is your savior. Inverted commas. He or she is not your savior because you keep their statue, because you wear their pendant, because you subscribe to their religion, or you convert to their religion. They are not your savior because you keep their books and pictures and tankas, because you offer incense to them, because you prostrate to them. Buddha Shakyamuni is your savior, but doesn't become your savior by just being separate from you. Buddha Shakyamuni becomes your savior when you learn the method of how this being became a Buddha and incorporate it into yourself and practice to become like him. That's how you save yourself. Okay? If we can accept a holy being and become saved, everybody on this planet should be saved. None of the Christians are saved. None of the Hindus are saved. None of the Buddhists are saved. None of the Jews. Nobody's saved. You see horrible Buddhists and you see wonderful Buddhists. You see horrible Christians, scary Christians, and wonderful Christians like Mother Teresa. So that shows you by accepting a holy being, nobody's saved. So how are you saved? You're saved by accepting the method of the holy being, and then you practice it and you transform. In this case, not the only method, in this case, the Buddha. So the Buddha tells you don't lie, you don't lie. And you practice don't lie. If the Buddha teaches you that if you promise someone something, integrity, that's right livelihood. If you promise someone to do something, you do it. If you don't do it, what will happen? People won't like you. You will not be integrated. You will be excluded. You will be alone. People will lose respect. You'll become angry. You'll become lonely. You'll go off on your own. That's what you did. So you can keep a big Buddha, a statue of the Buddha there, pray every day. But if you're always not keeping your promises to people, it's not going to make a difference. You don't save yourself. You don't save anyone. So what's important is that when you have a Buddha, and if you prostrate to the Buddha, if you make an offering to the Buddha, if you're making incense, reciting the mantra, meditating, when you duplicate the Buddha, when you make tankas or statues of him, set up an altar of the Buddha, you are commemorating, celebrating, and connecting with two things. One is a being who has become an enlightened being who can save you. The second thing you're doing is you're connecting to the potential that you will become that Buddha. Because why? The more you cultivate yourself towards the Buddha, the more you develop the qualities that became that Buddha. So you will transform. I repeat, when you set up something to the Buddha like that and you take refuge and you trust and you believe, then your mind will start changing. Changing from what? From our mind, lack of wisdom, wrong views, projections, fears, anger, to the ways of wisdom, compassion, forgiveness, letting go, impermanence, karma. So you'll start seeing your mind transform to become that person. It's very common if you look at teenagers, whatever they hang in their room, they become more and more like their heroes. So if they hang people who are violent, dark, negative, they start worshipping that. They start liking that. So if you hang a Buddha in your room, you have to become more like a Buddha. So it has a very powerful impact.